welcome back to the hunt for every single dark type Pokemon. Today we're going to have a little stab at Scarlet. Like we've mentioned, we need to come in here and do a couple of the spawns. So I thought today would be a relatively good idea to try it. I want to get them all done in one session on this game. The big problem is I do not have the shiny charm. But I do have the sandwich ingredients, so I'm hoping we can make more happen. Also today we are trying a slightly different camera angle, a bit further back. So let's see how it works. So the basic thing is we're going to just check for outbreaks because we've only got one game. The main ones we're after are in Area 0. And, well, that's going to be our main home for most of today. So there isn't anything on the map, which is a bit frustrating. So I feel like I'm going to go for Dragon first and probably go for the hardest one, which is going to be Roaring Moon. Now I've had to be really strict with how we're doing picnics, so I have a very strict guide on what I'm going to be using. Because I know that some of the types will clash. So I've literally got a sweet, sour, spicy and another sweet one. So for dragon, I need avocado, because nothing says dragon like an avocado. We have to use one salty and I have to use a spicy one on dragon. So the main reason we're going for this is Roaring Moon, potentially Dino. So I'm hoping to get one at least off this first sandwich, and we'll see what happens after that. The other ones we need to focus on are Brute Bonnet and Larvitar. So there's not too many. There is a backup if I've still got a lot of time or a lot of sandwich where I may go for the Stunky, which is NPLA, but it's one that I can get in this game only, I believe, not in Violet. So that is always a backup one for me. So I've gone for Dragon because there's 4 dragons to go for. That's the basic idea, really. So, yeah. Let's go and head to the cave. In Violet, this was one of the 2 harder ones for me to get. When we were trying to get the Iron Valiant, which is in the same area. But I'm hoping we have some better luck this time, so we can see how well things go, right? Yeah, so this game is pretty much a save file. I only pretty much completed the game once and switched it off. It was a Nuzlocke. I'm assuming I won. Well, I must have won because I can go into Area 0. I've got 2 save files for Scarlet. One of them has all of my sort of spare Pokemon in, so it's not the best one for me. So that's why I've had to use my second save. Not as many things in the boxes, but once we catch things in here, we will eventually be moving them into our copy of Violet, just so we don't have to open all the games. I think that's going to be best if we just keep the core 3 games together. Where am I heading to? See, I think I may have gone too far. No, I haven't. No, it's round this corner. I always forget I haven't really done much exploring in here in this copy of the game. It's just because my Violet one was set up earlier, it has the DLC. I don't really need to spend any time. So that's one we're going to be going for, the Brute Bonnet. But I'm going to focus for that in the deeper cave a bit later. Now my hope is there aren't too many dragons. It looks like there's a lot. Yeah, let's see what this area looks like. So this is the thing we're looking for, Roaring Moon. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be hard to catch. It's alright, because we have the dinos here too. I'm pretty sure it's sort of like a whiter colour, the Roaring Moon, so we're not too worried. If it's anything like most of my luck for these Area 0 ones, we'll go pretty quickly. Dino is available in other places, so it's not the worst if we get... Well, the worst thing is where it's actually the middle one, which I can't pronounce. Okay, well, we'll just work with what we've got, right? Like, that one, no. I believe the wings are more white on the Roaring Moon. As I say, I have never actually done any shiny hunting in this game. Don't need to, normally. Like, apart from these, there isn't any other reason for me to come into here. We are playing, as I say, with our sandwiches. So that's the best I can do for my shiny odds. So they don't look like they spawn too far down this corner. So what about up here? What happens up this area? We haven't been... We get Garchomps and Gibbles, and is that a shiny Gibble? No. I was kind of scared that we got a shiny and it was one that we didn't need. Yeah, so look, Roaring Moon is one of the coolest of all of the Paradox Pokemons, let's be honest. I'm pretty much relying on Breloom and Charizard. They're the only ones I've brought in with me. I don't know if that's the smartest choice to only bring 2 in, but I didn't really have... I don't have what you call a big option, and I don't think that they have like a self-destruct type of move to worry about. So that's why we went with just these 2 as our friends for this challenge. Well, we did another session on PLA yesterday. Didn't go too well. But the good thing was we decided to work on the perfect dex entries, so I'm hoping we'll have a bit more luck in the next run. So we completed Stunky, Murkrow, what was the other? Scroopy. We haven't finished Drapion yet. I'm still working on a couple. There's a few that I need to defeat more, and I don't want to do defeating because I don't want to run into the shiny. Pretty much, that's kind of the thing. You got to remember, we don't need... I want to try and do all of this on the streams rather than in my free time. So I was only hunting or working my way through Obsidian Fieldlands where there are no dark types outside of space-time distortions, but we don't count them really. They're not a worry for me. Those Gibbles and Gavites are going to be a bit annoying. Like, if I miss a shiny there, I don't really care. It's just these dinos and Roaring Moons that are important. They're all really good for us in this challenge, to be honest. Like, I am prepared that we may have to make more than one sandwich. Hence why I had to get really strict with setting them all up, just so I knew exactly what we were working with. Now, when it comes to Brute Bonnet, I'm probably going just for the grass one straight away. I feel like even the problem with it is, I believe it's the only shiny grass dark type in this game. So that's overworld spawn anyway. So I will be wasting that sandwich if I get it early, and we've seen that happen a lot with my Paradox Mons in that deeper cave. Because when it comes to this, I would do dark, but I'm actually worried I'd get Sableye again. While it's not a bad thing, I do still need Sableye. I would prefer not to do that. Hello Kim, welcome in. we are looking for one of probably the coolest looking of all of the new Pokemon. It's Roaring Moon. And we're actually in Scarlet today, which is the one we haven't played on stream before. So, just be aware that I don't have the same odds. I'm only going... It's not a problem. I know that most of the streams can be awkward times. No, I don't expect everyone to come to all of them. That's the key thing. Look. So here is our first shiny. Can you please come here? Yep. So that is the first one for today, which is fantastic. Kim brought the shiny luck. Well done, Kim. Thank you. I'm not going to even try and pronounce this one because I have no idea how to pronounce it. We're just going to try and make it easy to catch. The sad thing is, we kind of need a couple more. Well, we need one more of this one. And we also need... the pre-evolution of it, which is a bit frustrating. I was hoping the dinos would spawn here too. So that's the first one of the day. Mark it up. And just what we wanted. We'll do most of the updates on the board between the sandwiches, because that's only 20 minutes, 10 minutes even. We've got 20 minutes left. It is fantastic to get one early. As I said, we want to only spend one day in this game because I don't have
I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
don't have the shiny odds. And you may notice that I put a cooldown on that shiny noise. So you can't spam it. I'm learning from the other people who are playing the Legends Arceus game, who also have the same alert. The other thing I'm also paying attention, especially because I'm trying to make this like the main video as well, is not to be talking when I get the shiny sparkly bit on the screen in the battle, because then I have to, because I'm trying to make it quite quick, the edit, so you just see sparkle Pokemon and sparkle Pokemon. But when I'm talking like with random word, it just looks a bit naff in the shorter edit. If that makes sense. So it'll just be like one word. So I'm trying to not talk when we get into the battle when it does that little animation, because I'm literally just going to cut to the animations of the sparkles in the longer video this time. So it isn't like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And I'm going to be sort of editing it together as we go, rather than chopping and changing it all the way. So the key thing is we're still going to do like the longer ones that are going to go out for things like TikTok and YouTube, Shiny channel. But on the full video we then trim it down even more, so it's literally just the sparkle, none of the catching battle at all. Because I spent like, when I watch back the other ones, all it is me in a battle catching things and talking. It doesn't really make as much sense. The point of those videos are going to be, look what we call bing bing bing. So yeah, we're working on that. I've set up 2/3 of the introduction. Don't ask me why I'm doing it in thirds. But I need to get some good photo or gameplay pause from these games as well, which I haven't really done. Won't take too long to do, but it means I have to change the games to get that picture. So I'm working on that. But as I said, I'm trying the new camera angle, a little bit further back, a little bit higher. Don't know whether I'm going to like it, because I very rarely see the camera. When I'm here, I'm looking down a lot more. So we'll see how it goes in today's session, really. Also, your friend from your game followed me after Killer Bod Dad's stream. So that's another one. Every time I read that initials, I keep thinking it means De Bruyne, the Man City player. Don't ask me why. Yeah, not him, but the one that was in your stream, the Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. It came through overnight, so I don't know. As I see, like, so I get a random set of emails whenever I get a follow at the moment. But we were talking about the spam ones you were getting, and like, in the last like 3 days, we've had 3 people follow, and then the next day the account's been deleted. Trying to do overlay stuff, and the key thing is, like, if they looked at the stream, I actually have an overlay, which is okay, it's not the greatest overlay, but it's designed well for what we're doing, I think. I didn't say anything bad about it, we're just saying I don't expect somebody, I don't like going into people's streams and saying that I stream too. It's not really fair. So like, I'll come and watch a couple more videos, and then you know what it's like, you get to know someone and then you start talking about what you do. I know, because like Dan always goes on about him, but I didn't realise he did things outside of Fortnite. That's the main reason why I hadn't followed before. I'm not happy with my follow alert, it keeps messing up. I don't like it, I might have to make a new one. I might just make a simpler one rather than the one I had. But as we said, this is everybody's favourite of all of the Paradox ones. So just so you know a bit more, Kim, when they did Violet and Scarlet, technically one is set with Pokemon from the past and one is set with Pokemon from the future. So these look more like dinosaurs in this game, and they look way better than the robots that we have in the other game. Not gonna lie. And that's the thing, when you get to meet the communities, you start to meet other people and you can spawn into the other ones you like to watch, interact with and everything. It's very difficult because some people are in the position where they just stream for a bit of a laugh. Or yeah, pretty much just a bit of a laugh, maybe a tiny bit of income here and there. And then there are some people that are trying to do it as like full time, and the people that are trying to do it full time have to be a lot more planned as such, and that's why it's quite difficult in the middle of like two. Like, there's a lot of people I know that just do it for a bit of fun on the side. They make a little bit of money and do part time somewhere else, but then they won't do any content elsewhere. So people are watching their streams and that's it. And that's like the scary thing when you look at it. If somebody's not watching your stream because you're not streaming, they could be watching someone else. That's why I like to be a bit more clockwork with my stream, so people know what time I'll be around. I still think eventually I'll move more into the evenings, but it is quite difficult to I'm quite an early bird person, so when it comes to the evenings I just get very laggy. So that's kind of why I do more of this time. I've done what I need to do usually already reviewed 2 movies, done a minor bit of exercise, and then I'm free. Back in the day, I would do 3 or 4 a day, and then have the evening just to relax. And that's why I tend to have Fridays off. But then if I do the evenings, I'm more likely to do some of the evenings, random ones as such, on Fridays as well. Because I tend to prefer the cinema around lunchtime to afternoons. Just depends what time they want to open. But as we said, we've got 1 shiny today. We've got a little way into our acceptable amount. The only thing that's a bit frustrating is there was not a Dino. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, like trying to match everybody's sort of timetable, like so. But you have to also remember people from around the world could be watching. A lot of the evening ones work better with later times because you can get a bit more of like the American audience. Like for now, like for me, like most of the Americans will be very early morning, so it's a little bit more difficult at this time. But then when it comes to summer, you're going to have a smaller audience because people are more likely to be out. Like you really want to grab the winter audience when you can because it's cold. People don't want to just go out for the day if it's horrible and rainy and murky, like it is generally in England anyway. But when it comes to the summer, you get that good couple of days, you want to go out and enjoy it. Well, some people do. I don't. I don't like the sun. But I always say that I probably should have been trying to do this for a long time, years ago, on other games. Like the hardest thing for me is the fact that I put hours into games that were only really for me, and I don't really enjoy playing games just for me anymore. It's not terrible though, because the more you work, the more you can afford extra things. Also depends what type of work. Are you going to get like nice hours, or is it going to be horrible hours and stuff like that? You never know. Like, you might find the perfect sort of like morning job, and then you could be finished mid-afternoon. That's the dream. That's what I would like to find again. But the problem nowadays is nearly every job wants you to work every weekend or evenings and nights, and they advertise jobs as evenings, and that means the evening finishes at midnight apparently. I've seen 1-2 evening job finish at 2 o'clock in the morning. So kind of puts me off a lot of the ones out there. And then I just don't like people enough. That's also a problem. I've dealt with people being a pain for ages. It's draining. It's absolutely draining. That's not too bad then. It's when it's an easier job, it's not too bad. It's just the... So that'll probably be more like evening stuff, I guess, for you. Because you'll be sort of... They won't open till later. I'm getting chased by a roaring moon. Okay, you stopped. You left Brayloon behind though. Silly little Brayloon. But it's difficult to try and make an impact in a world where, as we've said with a lot of our streaming, that might change due to a new law coming into England. There is meant to be a new employment law where if you're assigned day off, if you're not at work, your managers are not allowed to contact you at home. Regardless of what the agreements are, they're not allowed to text you anymore or phone you when it's outside of work hours. I don't know how early that is going to get put in place. It's to basically stop people feeling like they're waiting for someone to phone them. Like, the idea is to get rid of the illegal 0 hours contracts. Well, have a good rest of the day. I will probably see you in somebody's chat tonight. I don't know whose. And thank you for bringing some shiny luck. I feel like the sandwich is over with the amount of gold ducks there, but it definitely hasn't. So we know that this hasn't been too bad. Like, we've got the 1. I'm tempted to go. Oh, sorry, I misread. I thought you were going. Rather than... Yeah, so there's like a new employment law that they want to bring in, that you're not allowed to be contacted outside of your working hours. The main reason is the 0 hour contracts are technically illegal, and they're not fair on people. Like, I've seen some places like, we'll pay you for 5 hours work, or if we need you to cover, you can come in. And that isn't fair on somebody who doesn't know what they're going to get at the end of the week or month, whichever payment the person is. So they're trying to bring it in that you should always know, but you're never going to be asked outside of your hours to do extra hours. So they should never be phoning you, because it puts more unnecessary stress on people. And there's a second shiny. Hello. Lovely. Let's put you to sleep, because you need to have a little nap. Now this is good and bad, because we still need the other one. And we're going to come down here and find another one of these, aren't we? You know it. I know it. And we'll get annoyed if we didn't get it. So we can actually let one evolve too, which is good. So that's plus. So we need 4 more today. Yes, I'm very ambitious that I want to get 6 today, but I just don't want to have to play this game again. Not that it's a bad game in any way.
And it's gone.
I just don't want to have to go through the same process. The hostile Pokemon, eh? Now, if we can get Roaring Moon now in the last 3 minutes, we're definitely happy. The problem is, I still have to come back here or it otherwise, and it's a dark dragon type, and so are the other ones, so there isn't a way of isolating it down anymore, so that's not helpful. Okay, well, as I said, I'll see you in somebody's chat later today probably, and you got to see 2 shinies today, which is more than you would have seen in the last 2 days. They've been very slow, the other games, but I've already known that's going to happen. But we've got to 6 now, we just need to evolve. That's probably the first one. We'll see if there's any marks on them or anything. But we got High Dragon, and the one beginning with Z that I can't pronounce. So, that is good. We just want our little roaring moon now. If we could get our roaring moon, we will be very, very happy. But I think we're not going to have that much luck, sadly. And that also means I need to figure out where to get Dino. Which is going to be a problem, I'll be honest. Trying to figure that one out. Well, there is going to be guides. Mainly because I've never really played through this game to hunt for anything naturally. As I said, it's a Nuzlocke save that I'm using. And because it's a Nuzlocke save, nothing's really been completed in the Pokédexes. So there's no shiny charm, there's nothing. Which is amazing that we've actually got better odds without the shiny charm than with it. Come on, Roaring Moon. You would make this a perfect day for us. Because then we can just hop straight into Brute Bonnet. See, my backup for Brute Bonnet was to go for just dark, because then I could have had these appear in where I need to go, and I'm going to have a quick look in there anyway to see whether they do spawn dinos, but I'm pretty confident they don't. They're a little bit frustrating. Yeah, I think we finished the sandwich now. I've just seen a Vaporeon turn up. Oh no, I'm not sure what the Vaporeon is doing there. Roaring Moon, please. Okay, and that's it then. As we said, we'll go and have a look in this other area just to see what else spawns there. As I said, I've not really done too much in this game. You never know, I might find a Brute Bonnet on the way, just to have some luck on my side. The other thing we have to remember is I can't do the Academy Special sandwich. Are you blue on top? No. You're not much help if you're not blue on top. But if dinos do spawn in here, we may go dark sandwich next again. But if it's just the one we've got 2 of, and we won't bother. It looks like it's just them again, isn't it? Because we can't make the sandwich in here anyway, so we might as well have a little look before. That's Gibbles, isn't it? Yeah. The Dunsparce, only a 2-segment one. Great Tusk. I do need all of these Paradox ones to be shiny as well in a later session. Like at one stage we were going to try and do all of them in one go. We do get Roaring Moon down here. I didn't know was a thing. I may have to find the online guide to see whether there is a better way to get Roaring Moon. But I'm also a bit concerned I have not seen many Brute Bonnets in here. I thought they would all spawn in here. A little bit frustrating if that's the case. But mind you, when we're on the top, there'll be loads. I don't think there'll be some jump off, won't there? But I haven't seen any. That's the worrying thing. So maybe they don't spawn in here. Maybe they... Do they go hand in hand with probably... Like, it's trying to remember what the partnership ones are as such. But with the luck we've just shown here, maybe we go in... Oh no, we do get some. So they do spawn in here. That's good. That is the important thing to know. So we're not going to probably evolve this thing yet. We don't need to rush it. But we will change our total. Now that we have finished the sandwich to say 6. So that is good. We won't update the pictures until between sessions, because otherwise it sort of causes problems. Basically, I prefer to update the whole picture, so the ones there might move around a bit just to fit in the new ones. But that's for later. So we're going to make the grass sandwich because I'm more believing that this will work. So for grass, I need to use lettuce, and for my strict guide, I've got to use sour. It's only a strict guide because of rock, I believe, is... Where is rock? Rock can be anything. Dragon can only be spicy, so that's why we've decided to use things the other way around. Yeah. I make this more complicated than I need to at times, don't I? So we said salty, and in the other save it doesn't really matter because we have a lot more to play with. Like, we're not under strict rules as such. I make it sound like I'll be banned from playing the game if I don't do it this way, but the only problem with doing it this way is we get an early one, we're just going to end the sandwich and go for the next one. So let's see how it works. You know as well as I do, it could go either way. Hopefully I don't run into anything, because then I can work with some of the extra bits and pieces. The main thing I don't want to do is I could reset and save the materials. Like, it's only the herb I need to reset and save, but actually let's just double check. Where are they marked? I know this is eating into my sandwich time, but the way I go down in this area, I feel like I should be okay. Like, as I say, Roaring Moon is most important, I think, and obviously Brute Bonnet. These two I don't have other options for. If I don't catch them, I've got to come back into this game. I can breed Dino and Larvitar. I believe I even caught a Larvitar in... I can't fly in this game, can I? I've forgotten that. I forget that I haven't done it. Is that I caught Larvitar in the Violet when we had the outbreaks. But of all the outbreaks they've announced in March, not a single one leads me to a dark type. And I couldn't help but find that quite funny. I am worried there's a lot of jump flaps around. But there shouldn't be any in here. I'm just hoping I land on something good. Okay, we missed where we were aiming. We were aiming for this thing here. And bop. Right, blue top, please. We need our blue top. So it's nice that there are a lot. Like, this is why I don't really mind. Yes, this is where I would like to do the Roaring Moon. And maybe, now that I've seen that they do appear here, we may come back and try this area. A roaring moon. And just hope we don't get another middle evolution of High Dragon. But we knew we were going to have some difficult ones for isolation. And Area 0 is a bit more frustrating because you can't get to the isolated spot before you start the challenge that you want to take on. So let's see what we can find. Like, the amount I'm seeing, it's going to be a miracle I don't see a shiny, I think. And I said, I've had some crazy luck on the Area 0 ones in the past. So, yeah, let's see if we can win. On paper I could, but the thing is there is no grass dark types that I believe are in this game. So this is the one that if I get early, it's fine. I'm not going to search for a second one. Just because I've got a sandwich on, like, not much point really. So they don't seem... No, they do still keep popping up. It looks like we stop around here. Right, okay. It's always good to know when you're doing these, just to see how far you can go with the hunts. And now suddenly they don't want to turn up at all. Is there more behind me? A few more. Not too many. Okay. Just got to be careful then for that. We may not go all the way down here. We may just sort of do a couple of like circles to that more open landing area. Unless we get it quite quickly, then it doesn't matter. But as we said, we only really need the blue top of this, so it's not a difficult one to see, and that's a good thing. What are you? You red? Yes, you're red. What about all the rest here? What are you? Just normal red? Red, red. That's another red pop down there. Don't need to worry. You look red. So do all of you. And the other thing is I can't actually go deeper into the cave if there is that option for isolation. So yeah, we've got a few things to focus on. Like, there are good and bad from where we are. So we'll focus then, put our head down and hunt for our red one. No, our blue ones, won't we? So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to go up and down this corridor and to that big open area and back again. I don't think it's going to work going all the way down there. There's a big one there. It's a big prehistoric mushroom. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I just like the amount we're seeing. That's the key factor here. Like, if we're talking like shiny odds, we should probably see more here than we did in most of our encounters on Sword, which is crazy. I don't really know why I'm collecting items. I don't play this save, as I said, at all. I would. I want to keep one though for when we do these challenges, so we can just get a few bits of herba, and we can do the paradox ones one at a time. So yeah, let's see. As we said, we've got 2 today, which is ridiculous in a non-shiny charm game as well. We've seen like how crazy. We've done our sandwich challenge as well, which didn't really give us as many, seemingly, but this proves it's more the sandwiches than the charm. I know it's not the biggest research total to play with, but it still counts to me, you know. Brute bonnet. I do like the design of a brute bonnet. I do think it's a very good Pokemon. But then we do all know that Scarlet actually won the best designs for their Paradox ones by a long way. That definitely looks red down there, doesn't it? Oh, I better be sure. Yeah, red. And then we're going to go back up. Right. But then I keep saying that we've had some great luck, and I'll probably find out today that we don't get a brute bonnet on the first sandwich, which is why we want to try and avoid them. So if we did want to reset, we can. I'm trying not to do that, to be honest. I kind of play the idea that if I miss it, it's oh well. It's like, well, I say I was doing some dex filling in PLA yesterday, and I missed a shiny Chimchar, which was a bit annoying. But I had got one in my Violet Save a couple of days or weeks ago. Bit of a spoiler, but it was one of the last Pokemon we got in our 100 Sandwiches challenge. So, I didn't realise it ran so fast, to be honest. I thought it would give you a chance, and I went to lock on, and it locked onto the wrong one, and by the time I circled back round to the right one, it was in the run animation. It was like, ah. And I can't remember how long I had been there, so I just, never mind attitude. With this challenge, I'm going to get a chance to do it again, so I'm not disappointed in any way. It's not like I failed a legendary shiny. That's the one that would really hurt for me. Mostly because of how hard they are to find. I've definitely hit panic stations for my plans with the Reggies. I just found people trading random Pokemon that happen to have Master Balls on them, and decided to keep the Master Ball. So, yeah, that's a thing we're going to do. I've got enough because I want to do the Swords of Justice as well. Got quite a lot to do in that game for resets. I believe Brute Bonnet is going to make this difficult for me, isn't it? The problem is if I do a Dark Sandwich, I'm going to get all of the High Dragon line, then the Brute Bonnet and the Roaring Moon, so I'm not going to trim it down at all. Dragon's also difficult. So we may try just a Dark Sandwich in that cave next. See whether that can help isolate Roaring Moon. But I think everywhere a Roaring Moon appears, the Tino line appears. And I don't need a dino. Well, I do need a dino, but I don't need the evolutions. And they're the only things that spawn down here. There are no dinos. Why? Why have you decided to make this more difficult for me? But we know we can get dino in other caves. It's not too much of a problem. Yeah. You win some, you lose some, right? As they say. Or I will always say. I started the shiny hunting with nothing. And now look at me. I have 4 of my dark types already. And we're only on the 5th of March. So I feel like we're a little bit ahead of schedule. Problem will be when we get to some of the exclusives. Like, we will be going back into Sword and Shield tomorrow. We saw how well that went last time. Still not convinced how I want to do the Sword and Shield hunt, so there's probably best I can't go and do the knockout method, just in case I run into a shiny. I could work on it as we go, I guess, but there isn't much point in me trying to do the knockout method now until we're in the game, and then when we're doing the stream we could just knock them out instead of running from everything. I do think these mushrooms just keep wanting to jump off the edge though. It is quite worrying. Hello, welcome to our shiny hunting every dark type in March. We're doing okay. How are you today? We've been trying to play between 3 games, and we currently have 6 of our targeted 71. Now, we want to try and do all of the Scarlet exclusive ones today. Which game are you Masuda hunting in? I always say I personally hate Masuda hunting. I've got to do some for this challenge. I've never hatched a shiny egg before. So, but I like the Scarlet and Violet easy way to catch or get the eggs, so you can just leave it on the side with an egg sandwich and just pile up some boxes. Most of this generation is going to be done in my Violet save. I've got about 6 boxes of Sprigatito and Alola Meowth to do. And the idea is to do 1 box at the beginning and 1 box at the end of each session instead of all in one go. But because there are a few that happen to be exclusive to this game, I have to spend 1 day in Scarlet, hopefully. Now, we got 2 today. We got Hydreigon and the middle evolution, which I can't pronounce. So I still need to get Dino, Root Bonnet, Roar and Rune, and Lavo Tyranitar. We're going to be technical. That I can't get in any of the other games that I want to hunt in. Well, I know I can get some in other games, but Scarlet and Sword and Shield is very difficult for shiny hunting, and there's already enough dark types that are exclusive, so I don't really want to add more. When I've done my Violet runs, I've had a lot of luck in Area 0, but somehow it seems to have dried out with Paradox ones. I tried very hard. We did our last challenge, we got all of them in. But all of them in the challenge except for Iron Bundle, because I already had one. And they were all like fresh shinies for me. So the very long term goal is to build a shiny living form dex. But as you can tell, I like to do these by challenges. So each month I want to try a different type to hunt every one of. If I don't get it, I don't get it. I'm not going to carry on hunting dark types through April. It's just, we'll move on to the next one. It's a bit of a challenge to see how many we can get in like a month-long time window. The idea is to stream at least 6 days a week. Maybe do a few other sessions here and there. And if things work out well, we get them all. But as I said, Sword and Shield is very difficult. And I haven't had much luck in Legends Arceus either at the moment. We've done 2 days in there and haven't got a single one of our about 11 targets that we're looking at. But I decided to work on the Pokédex entries. So now I finally have some more perfected. I might get some more luck in the future. But for now, we're just trying to get ourselves a Brut Bonnet. And then we got to try Roaring Moon again. I think that's the most important one for me. Sadly, I say sadly, but we did try Roaring Moon already once today, and that's where we got our 2 Zuelos or something like that. So I know where to go. It's just whether I can get the one I want this time. And to make matters worse, this game does not have the shiny charm. There we go. There's our shiny. Perfect. The only thing is I can't put it to sleep, but we can weaken it. Okay. That's a good thing, right? Let's hope that this isn't going to be a pain to catch. The only time I've ever faced one of these is in the story. That's not good. It could confuse itself now. And I've only bought like 2 Pokemon into this game that I can use. Okay, so that's perfect. That is another one down. So that is what we needed. We are happy that we've now got 3 of our shinies. So the other thing is I'm not going to do hunting for more. Like, if I get one, that was always the plan. So I'm just making a quick clip of this because I've got to work on everything, right? So, with this, thank you for the GGs, and with this I'm going to actually go back to the top now, and it tells you how much I've done in this game. I'm still completing the Pokedex. I want to just check here and make sure there's not a second here. I'm not going to hunt for it. So there's a few on the map. Yeah, I'm not going to get that lucky, am I? No, that button. We're going to go back to the top, and we're going to go back and make another dragon sandwich. I'm pretty confident in saying there is not another grass dark type in this game. I know we have our starter, but I can't get the starter in this game. Like, wild. So I'm not too worried that we're going to like override a sandwich. Picnics heal the Pokemon? Wow. I learn something new every day. So, dragon. What did we say dragon? So dragon it's got to be salty and spicy with avocados. Now here's the question. Will we get lucky, or are we going to have the same fate we had in the first run here? Yeah, I can't really believe that we've got one of the 3 already, and we've been live an hour. Like, when I last did the sandwich one, I was getting days when I was doing 4 sandwiches and getting 1 shiny. As we said, the big problem with Roaring Moon is it's very difficult to isolate due to the fact that there's nowhere to really look for it. So other than when you get the high dragons and gabites. So yeah, as I said, we do this challenge pretty much the same sort of time every day. Well, 6 times a week. We take Fridays off, so at the moment we're planning on 2 days in Legends Arceus, 2 days in Sword and Shield, and 2 days in hopefully just Violet after today. Um, and that's kind of our goal. So if you want to join the adventure, feel free to follow along. There will be VODs going up in April, just repeats of everything that happens on the stream, and there will also be trimmed up clips of the shinies that we get on each day, hopefully. And then at the end of the challenge, I plan to make a video where we look at every single one we get in one video, like hence the title is we want to get every single dark type in March. That's the video title. But I've done a couple of challenges similar. The first one was 31 hours in Legends Arceus, so basically an hour a day. With that I did 1 hour on each map, moving around each map after each hour or such. And we did 100 sandwiches in Violet to see how many we could get just on the sandwiches, which was a bit of fun. Like, we did quite well with that, like not as many as I would have thought. We're back now for you, Roaring Moon. But as I said, we got all the Paradox Mons in Violet that I needed, and we are building our shiny living form decks. They fly up there too. I bet that one will be the one that goes shiny, the one that flies into the air and hard to find. But we're back down here for our third sandwich. So yeah, that's a thing that's happened. Thank you for the follow. I do hope you will enjoy our adventure in this. Like, I say, like, most of the time I'm going to just be bouncing between a type each month. The main ones I won't be doing is probably the core 3 grass, water and fire, because I don't have access to the elemental monkeys. So we're already at a stage where we're not going to complete it, and I'm quite happy that they could be ones we do early if ZA is really good for it. And probably the same reasoning behind the normal type. No point me doing that one. I kind of prefer just to play these 3 games. I don't mind if one of my challenges is purely in Legends Arceus or in this. I'm a little bit building my frustration with Sword and Shield. Like, I know it's harder, but I want to do a lot of the statics. So far this year I did get the Reggie shiny, which was really good. So I can't like do Guzzlord unless somebody has the DA path for me, because I haven't finished the temple storyline as such, whatever it's officially called. It's a little bit frustrating. And also I haven't finished the Swords of Justice one either, because well, I want to get them shiny. So they're not going to get done. They're all slow for me. They're going to be a while. I've done about 3 encounters on Regirock so far. It tells you just how far I've got into that one. But I'm not too worried. Like, and it's because I'm in a community of shiny hunters. So they're trying to do a lot of different challenges. So that's why we sort of got a bit more into it. Like, the main reason behind starting all these streams is more that I wanted to do some videos, but I needed to narrate them anyway or commentate them. So I thought, why not do them on a stream? And if people enjoy what they watch, and they can come and join the adventure, and then it will make the video a little bit more entertaining, because there'll be some really random moments. Yeah, but we're still learning a lot of this. We did like reach affiliate within like about 6 months or 6 weeks of starting our challenge. Like we reached it while we were doing the sandwich one. We did take a couple of weeks off shiny hunting to play some let's play games. We did trying to get the living decks in BDSP and ended up just playing through the game and losing to Cynthia just so we could get the mana fee. And elsewhere we got we played a week of Snap. Wasn't as enjoyable as I thought it would be, but the idea was going to be to try and get all of the diamond ratings, but we didn't get that lucky, to be honest. We struggled in that game. Like, we finished it, we've done all the maps, it's just I think the maps are a bit too small to like be able to play for hours on end, so I got a little bit bored playing that game. But even in my free time I went back and did a couple of the moments where you unlock something, but it just wasn't for me. But we want this cool little roaring moon, just so we can get the next thing in our selection. And, well, then we're actually down to just Dino and Lavatar. I know I can go for Stunky in this, but I would rather have something left for PLA. Because if I can get this early, I can go and find a Dino spawn. Hopefully. Find a Dino spawn. Now, I know there's some caves with them in, but I think there's other things in there. And if we get any of the others, that's a bonus, right? Like, I'm going to keep most of these in my Violet's game once we've finished in here today. Like, they'll be moved. It's the only ones that are going to get moved, because I just don't need to come back into this game like for this challenge. We'll come back in the future for the next typing. And as we say, I'm just going to bounce through all the typings now that we know how long we've got to wait for ZA. I was hoping it would be a little bit earlier, if I'm honest. That was my desire. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed just how long we have to wait now. Well, I'm not frustrated that it might make the game finished or more complete, shall we say, so it doesn't have as many bugs. I was kind of hoping we would get it pretty early this year, and so just give us something fresh to play. Like, I can do countless games on this, but after a while there isn't much you can do if you don't want to nuzlocke it or play through it again. Or just storyline completing challenges. There's not much there. So that's kind of what I was hoping for. Hence why we're doing this challenge next. But I think it works. We can have some fun with it. And as we said, we want Roaring Moon. Like, what have we? We're only 10 minutes into the sandwich. If one of them is Gabite or Gibble, I'm just ignoring it because I don't care. I've got all of them. They're not what I'm looking for typing wise. And if you don't want to give me shiny noise, I'm not going to stare at every Gibble and Gabite to make sure it's not shiny. If I notice it, we'll go and catch it. But if I can't see it quickly and clearly, we're not bothering. Strangely enough, Gibble is one that I got loads of shinies of in PLA. It's right up there with Apom and Driftblim for me as my most common shinies. Back when I was hunting the outbreaks, I would get 2 or 3 in an outbreak and it was crazy and I hated it so much. So I was not too worried about Gibbles. When we come to do the dragon session, then we'll worry about Gibble. But I will also probably like to save Gibble for PLA, if we do PLA as well in that. Because let's face it, dragons aren't very common in that game. What is it? Goomy and Gabite, isn't that it? Or Gibble line. So no need to worry too much there. That's my crazy theory behind it anyway. Now, what we would like is a nice sort of roaring moon up here. Because I don't really want to do enough of Dragon Sandwich. We may do a rock one just to break it up in the middle. But I really want to get this roaring moon done today. As I said, the rest I can get elsewhere. If it means I have to go and breed, I probably will. I've also decided I will be including any shinies I get in Pokemon Go in this month that are dark types. And also there is 11 that I can't officially get in the games I've got access to. Some of them are still shiny locked, which are like the Beads of Ruin in this game. Urshifu, Zarude, Galarian Moltres, Hooper Unbound, apparently is a dark type, and strangely enough Darkrai and the Alolan Rattata line I cannot get. I know there is potential of like resetting in Let's Go, but I can't bring myself to do that. That should put you in the odds to get one, shouldn't it? Like the 666 eggs. I never quite remember the Masuda number. Is it 5 or 600 or is it more? Yeah, so hopefully you get the one. Like, I know I've had quite a lot in Legends Arceus, so Ghasty's not one of my favourite shinies. It's a nice shiny, but it's one where you go, I'm going to go and see what's on the map, and then, oh, Ghastly again. Especially at night. It's horrible. Well, they only come out at night. But the other thing I plan on doing on these adventures is I have a shiny giveaway box that will be in the main 3 games we're going to do, and if people save up enough channel points they can request a shiny out of that box. I know a lot of shiny hunters want their own trainer names by them, but it's there as like a little something for people who want to support us on our journey. Like, for example, this challenge is going to give me some duplicates just because I've got certain ones in the past. Like, so the idea is that what we can catch could be passed on to someone else. Why not give back? Like, I don't need to sit there with 5 or 6 of certain shinies. And if there are special shiny events in here like we had with the Rayquaza, I may try and stock up on legendaries to do the same thing with. I do currently have about 4 spare Rayquazas shinies. Maybe more, I can't remember how many raids I did in the end. Because I actually got a Rayquaza from a DA about 6 months ago at last. It's the only legendary I've got from a DA, it's the Rayquaza. But I only set my save up about 8 to 9 months ago for that. I'd caught them all in the past, not really being knowledgeable about anything shiny and shiny hunting knowledge at all. So yeah, we got a few we caught them all first time round, not knowing I could shiny hunt them. So yeah, we made a new save, flied through the game to get the shiny charm. I found it was actually easier to play the game and catch everything and then fill in the gaps later, rather than try and move a Pokedex in, which then bit me in the ass when it came to the free Keldeo that you could have got, which I did get. I'd worked on that one a long time ago. As for those giveaway home shinies, the only one I don't have is the Meltang, because I'm not that worried about it. I'm not desperate to put in a game of Let's Go. Like, I have a lot of frustrations with that game, so I don't really play it that much. I prefer playing the games with a proper controller, a sort of proper controller like this, rather than the Joy-Con throw-in. And I don't really, that's why I don't play Let's Go that much. I just don't get on with it. Sadly, like, I would love to do some proper shiny hunting in there, but I just get sick of having to play it with the Joy-Cons. Pretty much. So it's sort of stopped me ever completing it. I also get a bit bored of just catching, like give me chain fishing, I'll be there all day. But when it comes to the other way, I'm not interested. I would do just to catch it if I could play it with a Joy pad or a proper controller. But I just can't bring myself to do it with the others, the other way. Roaring Moon, where are you? We are... What? Okay, we've still got plenty of time for our odds, I guess. We haven't... I'm really reluctant to full-blown reset the game, but... I'm not really a fan of soft resetting if you don't get something with your ingredients. Single player game, so I can play the game how I want. If people prefer doing it, I don't mind. It's their game. I'm always that sort of stance. Whenever it's a one-person game, play it how you want, enjoy it how you want. Don't worry about me. I might end up doing some random streams for Sword and Shield for this challenge, because it's gonna take so long to get what I want. And that's the main reason why I actually picked the Dark type Pokemon, because I really want a Nickit of all of the Pokemon in that game, or a Zigzagoon. Yeah. Two of my favourite from Galar. Bit of a Galar fan, really, if we're honest. But that comes from being a proper Gen 1er who is still dreamt of a big game when they were a kid, where everything was there ready for you. Much like a 3D reality of the world. It was such a big thing to actually see it in Galar, because I never played the 3DS games. I've gone back and played the 3DS, but not the normal DS games. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the newer games. I don't really complain that much about them. I know a lot of people love to complain about these games, but I think they're fine. Like, I don't really know what people want from them. Like, you either want them too open or not open enough, and then you got to make everyone happy, and I still prefer the idea of having like locked areas at a time, rather than being able to go through anywhere you want, sort of thing. I think it makes the games more enjoyable. Like, this game was fantastic on paper, or like how you could explore the world, but just wasn't very fun to explore the world. That makes fun. That makes sense. Oh, that's another one. I should have been in a battle to level up. Never mind. That one. That is a normal one, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the wings are more like white. Or lighter colour at least. When it's shiny. We've never done most of these Pokemon before shiny hunted in this game. So I always kind of forget what the Paradox ones are in Scarlet, even though they're the better ones. I've never shiny hunted them. Until today. And of course the one I got first is the one I randomly don't have in my living decks. Because that's how much I haven't come back to this game. I have a living decks that I have not caught everything in. It's been put in Go and put in Home, but I just haven't put it in the order, and Brute Bonnet is one that I haven't done. I think it was mainly because the one that got traded to me before I bought the game, this game was a French one. I wanted to actually have the English names for all of them, or it may have had a nickname I didn't like. So that's kind of why I don't have them. I wanted to just try and get everything with my own ID as well. So we sort of didn't rush to get it. But my old Nuzlocke that I used to do helped tick off most of them. But I've sort of stepped away from the Nuzlocke I used to do. They're not as enjoyable anymore. So I haven't done any in a while. Don't think I've done one this year, and considering I spent the last year to 18 months doing them, it sort of tells you how much I've sort of lost a bit of interest in them. Like, they are really ambitious, but I don't like the paperwork I've got to do for it anymore, because it's not a traditional Nuzlocke. There is more to it. Now, I could easily do them, it's just, as I say, the paperwork. Not as entertaining as it should be when you're doing a Nuzlocke. You don't want to see someone sat at the computer typing in all the names for their personal trackers. I don't enjoy that. Like, I do too many trackers as well, so I was stopping and spending nearly 5 minutes updating every single one. I never really got very far in mine. Can we stop seeing Gibble? Why can't I get dinos here, but I can get Gibbles? I don't complain about the game much. But anyway, we will carry on with our Roaring Moon hunt. We may pull one out at the very end. You never know. We did it with the Brute Bonnet. Maybe we can do it here. We are being a bit ambitious to think that we could get another shiny, I think. Like, it's already bad that I've managed to get 3 on my 9 non-shiny charm game. But this is our first quiet sandwich, shall we call it that? And as we say, we'll probably go and try and get the Larvitar next. Then we might try and just do the Dino and then come back. here again. As we say, there's no real rush. I do need to check the isolation borders though. I think Larvitar is in one of the caves. There's like a leaky cave where they just pour out the wall, isn't there? Pretty sure that's where I can get Larvitar. So that is the target. Dino, I will have the check Dino. Ooh, we beat one more thing. I think we can get what we need to get. That actually knocked it out well. Then our Zwelos should evolve now. No? Wow, is it even higher level it evolves at? I could have sworn. No, in my luck, it's level 58, isn't it? That looks like a normal one. Oh, one on the back. That also looks pretty normal, isn't it? You normal? Yes, that's all red. So I know that there's a guide on Reddit that makes the isolations a lot easier for me. So that's where we will head for our Larvitar and Dino. Then, as I said, we'll come back here and we'll deal with Roaring Moon again. But I think if I do Larvitar first, I can still use the second half of a Dino sandwich to come down here. If we get the Dino done quickly. Like, we found 2 Zwelos already. So, I feel like we shouldn't struggle as much. It's just I thought we would get the dinos down here as well, which is why I was a bit too ambitious for my own good. Still can't believe we found 2 in the first sandwich of them. And our main hunt was Roaring Moon. Like I said before, that this was meant to be one day in this game, and then we can move stick to Violet when it comes to Paldea. That was always the plan here. It still kind of is the plan, to be honest. I struggled with the Iron Valiant down here too, so I'm not like used to. I am used to struggling for the one in this area. Just the Iron Valiant you could isolate a little bit better. I also want to find the Larvitar cave. Because I'm pretty sure it's where you can also get the Bagon in the desert. Not the, well, the not desert, but pretty much a desert. If that makes sense. Yeah, there's definitely one area that looks like a desert, but is not a desert. So that is going to be my planned location. You just normal. Yeah. That's red, that's red. That looks red, yes. So I'll probably find out I've walked past like 3 in this like circle I'm doing. But that's just part of the challenge, I guess. Oh, no, that was just lighting. I got kind of excited because it looked different. I thought we had our shiny luck in. We didn't. Yeah, so this is not ideal, but it does work. Like, we know it's going to be possible to sort of isolate here, so we're not going to complain that we know where we can do this. It's just we'll have to come back and do this again in a minute. Right, let's look at this guide very quickly. So I want to probably do Larvitar next. I think that'll be the smartest one. So where is Larvitar on my list? Oh, where are you, Larvitar? Are you isolatable? That is the question. It doesn't really matter if we get Tyranitar. That's just Larvitar should be a lot easier to catch. I think that's the best way to look at it. We want to get the thing that's easy to catch. Where are they? Why is it so weird order? So yes. So S Scar Mountain, really tall mountain south of Artisan. That's not much help, really. Artisan. Oh, up here. Okay. I imagine it's just running around up here with a... Please say it's rock. Thank God. It is a rock type. Okay. So I know where I'm going for here. Where is the dino one? Dino. No. There isn't one for dino. Great. Oh well. Right, so we're going to go fly up here. I can't fly yet, can I? I can't. I forgot this isn't the DLC. So what they're saying is it's up here. So let's get up here. If this is right, this is going to be relatively easy, especially at night. I believe Larvitar will be another example of one that we will do, and then probably just give up on the sandwich, because we said we only need to evolve it. Yeah, so it's our little friend here. We might as well just check, but no. So picnic, no. Picnic time. So my strict rules say that I should be using sweet. But actually, yes, sweet. Yeah, that was why it was strict, because grass is spicy too. So if I run out on this one, it won't matter. Just as long as I use the other two. Got to save the spicy. We've still got enough for at least 3 more, I believe. So I'm not worried. But we will get there in the end, right? We only need one of these, so we can evolve it into a Tyranitar. Probably will do it in Scarlet, in Violet, because I've got a lot more bits and pieces in that game. But one more shiny means we match our Violet run as well, so there is that to take into account. Now I know this would be like a bit more orangey colour, basically because I've caught one in the past. We are going to see so many, aren't we? Okay, and a random knuckle stack. I'm still going to attack a few. As I say, I think it's more like an orangey goldy colour. So it's not as difficult as I would imagine. It's just that little bit of attention to detail. When I had them last time, they were in the outbreaks. So they don't really come up over here, then, do they? So it is literally just this area. Oh, no, they do come up here, but they'll just slow at spawning. I just want to see how far we can push this for exploring. See, if they appeared here, they'll be relatively easy to see. What about a bit higher? Yes, they still do come up here, but this is the Flareon. I probably don't want to mess with too much. Is that one a little? No, that's the same. As I say, we've done this one in the past. If I could, I would have probably actually hunted the Pupitar, because it's an even easier to see shiny. I don't think that's really respawning enough, so we'll head back down here. Get a circle going. See what turns up. It's one of these haunting areas that doesn't have music, which is nice. Something I don't like when I play these games, when there's zero music. I'm just going to knock this out, because it's not what we're looking for. So just for the sake of my own sanity, we may have to take the headphones off. Because the silence is deafening in this game. And let's see how well this little area does for me too. Okay. Still pretty good. Still pretty good. You're a Luxray, you're not. So too close to that is not helpful. But around here is good still. Are you different? Nope. As I said, this should be one I should know pretty well, but I'm going to just be extra cautious. So not many, a few more of them actually. They do turn up eventually. I also feel like this could be a full-blown sandwich reset one. Maybe. Could work out even easier. Because they're pretty easy to see. If we're being honest. It's just finding the absolute best place for the sandwich to be reset in. So I'm thinking probably here, because then I can see everything appear in front of me. Seems okay, doesn't it? A bit too many behind me for my liking there. What about you? You look slightly... Are you different? No. So if we went here, we can do the full-blown sandwich reset. We should get a little bit of luck, I feel. So, let's see what appears. No, no. Nope. That one does look slightly different, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So does that one, but I think that's the lighting. Yeah, it was lighting. Still not sure whether it's easier to sandwich reset or just do a circle. You do look slightly different, but no. Where are we going to go next? Orange? you going to be an orange friend? But I said before, this was kind of needed to be done all today. So I've put a bit more pressure on to actually hit them all in one go. Probably not the best thing to do. But it's what we had to do. Because I don't really see much point in actually hunting in this game if I don't have the shiny charm. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, I should really just focus on the ones I can have access to a lot. So, how is it going this time? Well, that one, no. It looked better, but it's not. I forgot I had this. Not many spawning, to be honest. Is there more behind me? No. I know it will stick out like a sore thumb, the one I actually want, so. Listen, we've done this in the outbreaks that we had a few months ago, maybe longer, where we had sort of this big on, and I think it was Metagross, and we got all three that we needed in that, so yeah, so that was a thing. Wasn't too bad. And Pupitar was by far my favourite of this line for the shiny. But as we said, this one does stick out a lot more than I'm making it out to in this run. But as I said, I'm being a little bit more cautious than anything else. Because the last thing I want to do is miss it and have to keep going. I want this to be relatively quick, these hunts. And they're not too bad, really. Especially this little one. I completely isolated it. I should have some luck on my side. I feel like I deserve it after our last little hunt for our Roaring Moon, which is going to make this challenge extremely difficult. Damn you, Roaring Moon! You wanted to come into my life and make it difficult. You aren't that lucky, my friend. But I am happy you gave me 2 Zuelos. But I do have to go and get their baby dino somewhere as well, which is also not the best one to be hunting for. I'm pretty sure I can just go into that cave by the gym, the psychic gym. But I do believe there will also be Sableye in there. It's not the worst thing to run into, it's an easy one to see. That's the key factor for that. So I'm not as worried. But for this, I just would like to get this one done quickly so I can move on and go to the game where I have more options. No, there's nothing stopping me hunting the others in this game, but I would rather just do it with the shiny charm if I'm honest. And, well, I don't really want to have to do these in the other games either. So I'm kind of just sticking along with it. And what happens, happens. We catch it, we catch it. I guess it's not terrible if I did have to do one more day in this one. Because then we would get to be a bit more focused in the other games. But as we said, the reality is I don't really want to spend 2 days targeting just 2 or 3 in this area. If I'm going to do Scarlet and Violet, I want to do Violet and try and get more than just these 2. Well, as we said, there's 3 left. And Roaring Moon only has 1 way to catch it. Dino is available in Sword. But as we don't really want to do it in Sword. It's already got too many to work with. And we will be doing Sword tomorrow. So, expect a slower day for shinies. That's my honest way of putting it. It's gonna be a slow day. I am leaning more towards going for the other method soon. I'm trying to think what the other rock type in that Afronado cavern would be. I guess it might be Glimmet or Glimmer, I guess. So that's why I didn't suggest that area. That one, no, that's just sunlight again. And now I'm being tricked by my own mind into thinking something is shiny. That's even worse. So we're going to try another picnic here. Just because we're not having the best luck with this, there is not much point in staying here if we can't increase our luck. Let's just update this as well, because we did get 1 more, didn't we? Make this 7. So has 1 appeared? That's the question. Has 1 appeared? No, 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 no. Okay. As we said, the other side of it is at least we know where there's a good place to isolate. I should probably look at the isolation guide just to check Iron, Roaring Fire even. Just to make sure there wasn't a second cave that I'm missing and could have been using from the start. Because we're going to just do this for a little while now. I know it's not the most entertaining part of it, that's why I don't really like doing them. Yeah, so what I thought was the problem, the same typing. It's almost like they should have put Zwelos in the other game. That one there does look slightly different, but it's not. I like how they're all like scared of me. I thought they would have been like quite friendly, aggressive even. What about this one? No? They all look shiny from a distance, and as soon as I get close to them, they're normal and I'm picking up. But never mind, right. That's the key factor. We know what we're looking for. We know where we are. So let's see what happens next. So no. Nope, nope. I'm trying to not let any spawn behind me, if we're honest. So, not the easiest one. Really is not. How long do we have left? We've still only done 15 minutes, so that's okay. I'd be really frustrated if we didn't get a single. We couldn't get one in the sandwich, to be honest. Oh, that one, no, that's lighting again, isn't it? I don't like this lighting up here. It's really doing things to my mind. Makes me want to try things with these huts and give up on Lavatar. Maybe easier to stand in the middle, because then they can spawn like right around me and maybe a little bit closer. Shall we try that? There is one over there that looks... No. But it's just me getting tricked by the light. Again. If I go here then, I think they will spawn in and around me, so this could work as well. So we'll try that for a little while, see what happens. Okay then. They all go further away. Nope, tricked by the light again. We need some more music in this area. Nope. Oh, that one. No. Their light's really doing a number on these. It's making it a lot more challenging for me. Well, at least I can do this for a while. Are they spawning down here as well? Ooh. What about this one? Nope. Oh, well, that spawns them up here. Okay. So that's maybe why we haven't had as many. That one there. No. About that one there. And that one. No. It's funny because I'm looking at them and as soon as I get close to them, they're not. That was tricking me because there was two. Come on, little avatar. Hmm. Where are you? I'm going to have to do another day in this game, aren't I? Frustratingly do another day in this game. Well, as we said, we were kind of hoping we could get one today. Well, all done in one. I know it was being very, very optimistic. Ooh, this isn't too bad. It's a straight path, right? If it's a straight path, I don't mind. Nope. I'm fighting that they all come and stand together, and then they become a thicker colour, and then suddenly it's not the shiny that I thought it was. I feel like I want to try one more dragon sandwich after this. And then see how we do, like... I also want to have a look in that cave, to be honest. Buy the psychic gem for... I might do a dark sandwich just to see what's in there. No, I only do dragon, don't I? We'll do dragon. No, we're going to do dark. Because it should give me more dino. And Sableye, which I can handle. If I do dragon, it's just going to be gibbles and gabites, and we don't really want that, to be honest. It's bad enough that they're taking up all of the dragon slots in the lower area. Mind you, we could actually try a dark sandwich in there, see whether it increases our odds of what we're seeing. Maybe, I don't think Sableye is a version exclusive. You never know. There's not really going to be a worst case scenario if we get the Sableye. It's technically a bonus one. And one less we need to do later. But I'm pretty sure this is Bagon in Violet, so that's why I've got to do it in this game. One of the most outdated mechanics is having version exclusives now. I really do think we're past the era of needing to do that. I don't mind paradox ones as such. That kind of makes sense, but just to put some of them in one and the others in the other, it's just doesn't feel worth it anymore. we do hope we can get one of these. All we need is one. That's why it's frustrating. All we need is the one. And this is why you kind of want the shiny charm on top of it. Our good little run to start with is slowly drying up. Which is, again, we always sort of mention it that we have a good start and then slowly trail off with these sort of hunts. Like, we either start really bright, get loads, or start really slow and get nothing. So let's just keep on with what we're doing. You never know, I could just decide to say we'll do an evening one in this game on this to finish it off. Thing is, we've got plenty of time if we want to do more. It just would have been nice to tick this one off a bit earlier. But I guess we got one of the rarer ones for us. We definitely got one. And that was probably the most important thing. Just to see how well things could go. Like, how do we have left? We've got 2 minutes. If we don't get it, we are going to try what we said. We're going to try and do a dark sandwich into that cave. And then it's more just to see whether there is a good amount of dino spawns. If not, we'll just quickly pivot to area 0. Go back to that cave again. We have to use that cave earlier. The main reason I'm going for the dark one is just to see the Sableye numbers compared to the Gibble, because they only spawn in singles at least. You never know, we may even get Umbreon in there. We get some of the other evolutions. I've seen Vaporeon and Espeon in there when we were doing the last one, so maybe Umbreon spawns in there too? But it's the disappointment of not getting this one that's really going to annoy me. Especially as it's something we've done like a couple of in the past. I would really like to tick this one off for good. That's the main reason why we set up the game, the save, to be like it is. But the other thing with this challenge is we've set it up so if we want to do a second or a longer session, there's always going to be time. And that means it's over, annoyingly. As we say, we're going to try this cave over here with a dark sandwich this time. And dark has to be sweet. Oh, it could be sour now, actually. they don't really matter too much. Right. Let's see. If this is bad, we can quickly pivot to Area 0. But I think my problem is that I got both the Zeloses, but not the Dino. If I had got the Dino, it would have probably been easier. I've said I need to use sweets. Yeah. So we've got 4 more for what we need to do and where we have to go. So let's just keep going. As we said, Roaring Moon is so important. If I must, I could breed the others. Let's go then. I think the other thing we'll see, as we say, is Sableye, which is not the worst thing to see. It's fine. So we do get Dino. That's a good thing. Another Dino. Promising start here. It's more that it's not the nicest one to run around, I guess. Well, a quick Dino will easily make me go. Into Area 0. Yeah, so it's what I expected, Dino and Sableye. But I knew I'd have to clash. But we're seeing plenty, which is the good thing. Is there more behind us? Not really. A couple here and there, but so the thing is, they both sort of light up quite nicely when they're shiny as well. Oh, that's the exit. I did not know that was the quick exit. What's up here then? Just seeing if there's a little bit. Oh, that's empty. That's the bit where you can break the map, isn't it, if you go out there? That's where I wanted to go, up here. This, okay, that's not. More dinos, that's okay. Yep, we're getting what I expected. Okay, it's not bad. I'm pretty sure if we keep going this way we bump into the Umbreon. Terra. But the other thing is we can just jump across here and go back down here this way. Yeah. I think I might just go up and down here. Seems to be okay. I'm pretty sure Dino only appear in caves. But I could be wrong with this one. But it's one of these, as I say, I don't play this copy of the game, so when it comes to the rarer spawns, I'm not the most knowledgeable. I think it must... I don't know what it goes with, like... Because Bagon goes with Larvitar. So, what's this one's account? Like, exclusive table as such. And I don't like doing the full sprint because it slows down the spawns around you. But we know what's going to happen. We're going to run into a Sableye, aren't we? So this might not be a bad area to try a bit of a picnic reset. Little pest got me. So there goes the potential of resetting. But it was only a dark sandwich, wasn't it? As we said, the dragon one would bring all the gibbles here, so that's also not much help. At least if we do the dark one, we can get something we might need as the other encounter. Does seem to be the best way, just this little path here. The bottom corner's usually the best. Oh, that's the Umbreon there. But we want a little green dinosaur, please. If we could get the green dinosaur, we would find what we need. And it is quite funny that we found its evolutions, but not its babyish form. Yeah, so we're not going to be any out there. So let's just go in through this way, see what happens. Yeah, so this is a bit slower, isn't it? But we knew some of these were going to be a bit slower in this game as well. Get rid of that for me. So I think we're going to actually go down this way. See what happens. Not as many spawning going this way. Get rid of the not right thing that spawns. I was far enough away from that. So let's just carry on and see what appears up here. We may get some more luck, you never know. As we say, as long as it's not a Sableye, I think we'll be happy. Because we can get Sableye relatively easy in our other game. But I think we sort of used up most of our luck already. I'll be honest. Like, the Brute Bonnet was relatively easy to get because there are so many. But Dino is a little bit more challenging. Oh, it wasn't just Dino, was it? It was also the Roaring Moon. They are really challenging us, shall we say. But we've only done this long, so it just would have been nice if Dino could have spawned in Area 0 along with the evolution. Nope, that was just another one. As we can see, we know it's a relatively easy one to see, so we don't need to worry about too much double checking. But we would like a little bit more luck, to say the least. I know there's a bit of me that feels like I could probably picnic reset, but as I said, I don't really like doing the picnic reset. But we may do a couple just to see if we can trigger something. What do we like round this way? What's this little area like? Oh no, that's a Gabite. You're not a dark type. And this is the Houndoom. I thought there was an Umbreon in here somewhere. Maybe there is. But they're not my problems at the moment. These are what we need, and these are what we want to get. Dino. What's it right down there? This is where I got my Glimets and Glamours. When I sort of did this little buff, but I think it may have been an outbreak. I can't remember. Member berries. Yeah, so it's not looking great. It's one of these where I just want to get one more, and then at least I know what I need to just spend one session on. But the problem is it's like the Larvitar didn't appear, the Dino hasn't appeared. Yeah. And suddenly we're going the wrong way again. Luck isn't clicking. And most importantly, the shinies aren't shiny. We can do a picnic here. I'm picking here because I've noticed it tends to be the biggest spawning area for me. And I can sort of see pretty much every direction here. We still have 15 minutes left, so we shouldn't really panic too much. Just keep calm and see what turns up, right? As we say, it's a bit frustrating when they don't quite come your way. So, where is it? Come on, Dino. You know you want to join the other two that were quite happy to join the team earlier. But you've decided to be a bit more difficult and not want to just join in the fun. And if you send me a Sableye, I'll be very disappointed too. I'm kind of resigned to the fact that I'm going to have to do another day here. But if this appears very quickly, we could try our luck for the Roaring Moon, and then it would literally just be the Larvitar. And as I said, there's a little bit of me that wants to just come back a little bit later to do the second one, try again. Just so I can say this game is finished for what I need to do on it. Like, it's different to Legends Arceus, because like, I can do a target run there, come back. But in this game, can't really do that, sadly. Should we try a picnic up here? If it will let me. Everything spawns going down the hill. Try here as well. You can tell I'm getting fidgety because we haven't managed to do much in the last about hour and a half. We managed to get 3 in the first hour, and suddenly they've all sort of dried up. Yeah, so we're definitely going to get back to the bottom. Definitely more spawns down there. Or do we get lucky on the way down? Oh no, no's the answer. Ooh, what's that one over there? No, it was just a normal one. Couple more picnics then. Like, we'll probably do this till the end of the sandwich now. I think it's gonna make the most sense for me. bit into the corner, so they should spawn more up there than anywhere else. Let's go. So as we say, like tomorrow we are planning to go back to sword and shield sword, trying our luck at nickets and stuff. See if that clicks to the as we said last time, we got 0. So I'm not expecting to change everything tomorrow. See if I could get the sandwich to start here, I can actually see down this hill. So maybe here's a little bit better. As long as I don't see a green saber line, I'm very happy. That would be most frustrating to phase, though it is something we do technically need. That's the worst thing about it. Saberlight is one we want and one we need. Oh no. What is left? Still 9 minutes, so I'm not in a terrible position. As we said, it would just be lovely to get the whole dino line done. Wasn't the first target for today, obviously. We said we wanted we wanted to get Roaring Moon more than anything. Roaring Moon and Brute Bonnet were the prime suspects. The rest were things we were looking for, would prefer to get. I don't really know why I haven't just stuck to Roaring Moon, to be honest. But, yeah. Game's being stubborn to me today because I didn't get myself the shiny charm. Because I didn't get the shiny charm, I've got work to do. But then it gives you like the really good odds early on. Even Umbreon does spawn down here. But that's not too important. Plenty of places to get an Umbreon. They also do appear in massive outbreaks, so yeah, it's not a problem. What are we at? 7 minutes. Come on, Dino. You know you want to appear for me. Just one Dino. What's that one there? Are we just normal? Yeah. Okay. One more. We'll try again. We'll get the sandwich mixture. Let's see, Dino. Dino. No Dino, not Saberline. Go away, Saberline. You're a little bit too close for my liking there, Saberline. Yeah, that was a normal one. The game is really testing me today. Oh, an Umbreon in the middle. Shame it's a non-shiny Umbreon. Like, that'll be the thing I get when I'll get an Umbreon, and it'll be even more disappointing than it'll be the one that I can get in PLA. Take one off my list. Why don't you? Boo. Boo hiss. Oh no, there was a Sableye there. And we just deleted it. Never mind. We know Sableye's going to be easy to get. I'm not too upset. In our last challenge we got 2 Sableye in about 5 minutes. If we choose to do a dark sandwich in the cave, we'll probably get one anyway. I'm pretty sure it was a Sableye. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a Dino. That's a fact. It definitely wasn't that. Bit frustrating, but also, oh well, never mind. Barely, because I looked and didn't see anything, and then it popped up just as I pressed yes. So you get about 15 here, so it's good and bad, I guess. That one there is normal, yeah. Okay. That's one I wasn't completely sure about. What about? Yeah. Nope. Never know. Let's try again. Nothing interesting there. Is not or blue or purple, whatever colour it's meant to be. A couple more resets. And then I'm going to do one more dragon, I think. Now I'm probably going to stop and then decide if I want to come back later for the rest. Thank you for the follow, Indigo Fox. Welcome to our hunt for every dark type Pokemon in the month of March. We are trying to get as much done in our Scarlet save as possible because Violet is our main game. So how are you doing today? We've managed to get we got 3 of our limited amount that we need to get. So like there's 6 version exclusives I need to get, basically. Yeah, I'm doing good. It started well today. It's sort of dried up a little bit. Because my main save is on Violet, I don't have the best odds for this. That's a bit frustrating. But otherwise, it's good, I think. Like, we managed to catch 2 of this Dino's evolution. So we got a Hydreigon as well as, and we also got a Brute 1A, which is what we needed from Area 0 on this game, but we needed to get Roaring Moon, a normal Dino, and a Larvitar in this game. Otherwise, everything else needs to be from, will be targeted in the other game, like Violet. Shiny Charm, endless amounts of items and money, we don't need to worry. So that's our goal, pretty much. So yeah, I'm trying just to do this because for some very frustrating reason, Dino does not appear in Area 0. New evolutions do, but this one doesn't. Yeah, which shiny did they get? Ooh, there's our Dino. We got our Dino. Perfect timing. Right at the end of the sandwich, we got ourselves our Dino. Perfect timing for you with the Totodile. I've not had as much luck with my Totodile hunting. It's quite a hard one to isolate Totodile in this game, due to water just being awful. Anything water type I struggle to hunt. Oh. Good crunch. Do crunch. You can crunch. Why is this harder to catch than the Zwelos? Well, my very, very long-term goal is to try and get my full living form shiny decks. There. So that was the full line of the dinos done today. And the worst thing about this is I have, I think, finished the sandwich right on time. So I'm just sort of deciding whether I want to try for Roaring Moon one more time, or Larvitar again. Because then if I get the... We'll give this one more try, because now that we're on 8, I feel like our luck is about to turn. Don't know if it's going to be stupid or not to go for the dark type sandwich this time rather than a dragon one, which is what we've been trying. The problem is neither of them are favourable to us. I think it may be dragon. No, maybe dark might work out a little bit better. One, it's going to give us Sableye, which we've just missed one already. 2, it doesn't really matter what we use. Rock can be anything, does not spicy. We'll try it to see what it looks like down there. We don't have much. I will be on the Sprigatito one as well. When I do my Violet runs, I'm going to be doing 1 box of eggs every time, every session we do on Violet. So I'm going to feel that pain too. So far we've only done 1 box. So we do a box of Sprigatito at the beginning and a box of Alolan Meowth at the end. Because I don't like doing a lot of Masuda, so the idea is you get 30, you can get that done in about 10 minutes, and if they run out I can then set the save up to get a few in the future. Like, it's kind of how I do. I personally really don't like doing Masuda. I don't mind collecting the eggs, it's the hatching the eggs I get bored with. as we say, we've got 4 shiny so far today. Yeah, I know I've got to do the Masuda. I will have to do it for pretty much every challenge. Yeah. So the key thing is we're only going to spend March doing the dark type Pokemon. Then in April we'll pick a different type. So I will have to do some Masuda hunting for something. Like, if, for example, if I did fighting, I would have to do it for Quaxley, and we do Ghost, I have to do Fricocos. Yeah, that's what I did. I haven't done as many eggs as you did. I think I just did 3 egg sandwiches just to speed up a little bit. And I got 6 boxes, so I was happy enough with that to start the challenge. Like, I'm hoping one will happen quicker than the other, because then I can focus on maybe doing 2 boxes of the other. But this game doesn't even have the shiny charm, so everything is a little bit longer. So there's that I've got to think about. Bishops also appear here. Is there a blue one there? Nope. Well, please say they don't turn up in this cave. It was more that I wanted to try this because we got quite a lot of Gibbles and Gabites, and they weren't much help. So we're back. Oh no, Sneasel. Okay. Still not terrible. We'll see what happens when we're further this end. Are we going to get Sneasels? Okay, yes we are. That's not good. I forgot Sneasel was down here. Well, we've learned something this time. This is why we try these different types. So maybe we'll stick out the dragons then. Oops. It's annoying when you get that. You thought, oh, that would be a good idea. And the worst thing is I haven't even seen more than 1 Roaring Moon yet. For some reason they're giving me all the ghost types. It is a little bit more frustrating as well. Oh, there's one. That is. That's not what we're looking for. Okay. Sneasel's it's not the worst thing. It's not too difficult to get in the main game on the mountain anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. It could be something I go for in Legends, but I feel like this is pretty bad for our Roaring Moon hunt. It is a bit annoying that you can't make the sandwiches in Area 0. I think I took nearly the same. So last challenge I did was just doing 100 sandwiches in Violet. We did like a full like wheel spin thing and everything, so people could pick different areas, so I wouldn't only just be hunting for exclusively certain things I wanted. And we got all of the Violet Paradox ones I didn't have, which was everything but Iron Bundle, basically. And Iron Valiant was the last one. It was that and Iron Moth that took ages to get. But everyone else down here we seem to get within about 5 minutes of starting a sandwich. I think Iron Valiant took the longest to catch because it just was difficult to weaken and stay in the ball as well. Oh, somebody's got Fidos. Someone else, a group of people I know do these competitions, and they did one similar to that where the champion and someone else had to get as many shinies in a certain amount of time. Like the best we did was 4, I think. So we didn't do too good at that. I'm not the best at shiny hunting with sandwiches because I usually pick the more difficult ones. Like I've seen some places that are really easy. Like we did a little bit of a spell for Simeon in Tag Tree Thickets, which was pretty good. We got quite a lot done there. That's where we got the 3 of one type, but I was trying to get as many different for this challenge, or that challenge. Obviously this one, it is just getting dark type Pokemon. It's not, like for example, if I got this, I don't really know where I'd go next, because the only 2 I desperately need in this game are, in fact, Roaring Moon and Larvitar now. That's why I haven't got as much Herber as I have in the other games. Sadly for me. And for the first sandwich we did, we got 2 Zwelos, no Roaring Moon. So I thought, well, there was a lot of Gibble and Gabite, so I thought we'll try Dark, see what happens. That was a mistake. But at least if I phased on one of them. Very nice. I've joined one that does a lot of competitions over the New Year's. So they do like bingos, and they're trying to collect every shiny per generation, and then you move on to the next one this year. Currently on Hoenn, slowed down a bit. We got to Hoenn before the end of January, but February's been a bit more complicated for everybody, and it's slowed down a little bit more. They do have a little competitions as well. It's kind of a lot of fun, really. I am still trying my luck at the bingo this month, but not. I've got a few done, but I'm not doing as many targeted hunts because I'm doing this challenge. I'm trying to sort of switch off playing / shiny hunting when I'm not doing this challenge. Just a normal Gudra or a Hisuian one? I know that I managed to get myself the Hisuian ones in this game actually. But otherwise I've only got I got an Alpha Goomy. That was fun when I got the shiny Alpha Goomy. But I'm one of the crazier shiny hunters that doesn't really have as much direction. I definitely don't have much complete. I said I'm doing a living form dex, and I've got about 300 so far. So I'm a little way behind. But what we do on these streams is generally, for channel points, you can redeem a shiny from the shiny spare box as such. So when I do get duplicates, they will be put in there, and depending on how popular it is to how often we do it. I know a lot of people prefer their own names next to their shinies. So I haven't technically got one in this one, but there's one in the Violet one because I wasn't planning on being on this game for more than one session. Sadly, but it looks like we're going to have to come back here at least one more time. What's wrong with this one then? Yeah. Well, I could technically breed the Larvitar. I can't do anything other than hunt for the Roaring Moon. Sadly. have never had the pleasure of doing ultra wormholes, but I do know most of the people I know actually do enjoy them compared to some of the others, but I never really played much during the 3DS era, so I've literally only tried to nuzlocke them, which didn't go very well. I only managed to do a Lola 1 out of 4, and I'm pretty good at doing the X and Y ones, but I don't mind the chain fishing. That would be the one I would vote for. Did you manage to get many of the shinies in the wormholes? For me, shiny legendaries have tended to elude me a lot. In all my time, I've got Rayquaza from a DA, and I did manage to get the Registeel from Sword. That sounds like something I'm going to have to do one day. I'm sort of scared of it. I had set a game up with the shiny charm for doing basically everything DA-wise and stuff. So I'm a little bit behind getting further along with that. I should have done it by now, but I'm not, as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of things like soft resetting. But then I like to do these wacky challenges because I want to try and complete mine, and this is kind of the way. At least it's a nice shiny, right? Why aren't you attacking this Prelude? I feel like I should set up a game in one of the Alolan so I can try the Ultra Wormholes myself, but as I try to switch off when I'm not doing this nowadays, because otherwise I just get very burnt out shiny hunting. And even if I'm only doing 3 hours here, I'd rather do a little bit of casual time rather than trying my hardest to complete a game that I haven't really ever done before. I want it on the big screen. I'm getting greedy. I want them all on the new Switch. I wish I could put my cartridge in and play it on the TV. That is commitment now. But the sad thing is for me is I don't think you can. I said some people say you can, and I have to do a lot of research, but getting the shiny charm in those games is quite difficult now if you only have one DS. That's the thing that puts me off most from doing it. I have both the games, I can go in and out of bank, but I think there's some trade evos I can't do, so I'm kind of stuck in that bit where it's like, ow. I bought two 2 years ago, I think. So it's not that rare. People still buy them. I know some people that are still buying other games from that era. I actually bought the whole 3DS lineup a couple of years ago, just so I could do a challenge I never actually ended up doing. It was quite fun. And then I found the Forever Lock, so I started using them for that. Luckily they found purpose. Oh, that bit's probably a nightmare. I still haven't managed to do all that with mine. I did get bank before it closed down, so I was okay with that. So I set everything up, so I've moved most of it out now. The only thing I really do is in that community, when we're doing the deck stuff, I will go and do some of the chain fishing in X and Y. It's not too bad for me. Except for the fact I get terrible odds. When we were in Johto, I was trying to get Remoraid, and I kept getting the Clan Pearl. And now we're in Hoenn. I'm going for the Clan Pearl, and I keep getting Remoraid. So, but that's just the typical luck of a shiny hunter, right? So it looks like I am going to have to do this game one more time, which I've said is incredibly frustrating. I really wanted to get into the Violet run again, but at least we've only got 2 that we've definitely got to do, and we could then pivot to things like Stunkeep and other dark types in this game. We should have enough Herba for a few more. So that sounds very committed. As I said, some of the community have similar amounts, but I struggle with just one. But that's me, I'm just a slower hunter. Are you still in your community, like doing a lot of things, and there are a lot of people in your community for it? But come on, Roaring Moon, just be one shiny one for us, and don't knock yourself out. You might even go in a quick ball just for safety. Fair enough, that's good then. It is always nice to find a community you can do some more shiny hunting with, because I found that when I was doing it on my own, I was getting a little bit bored. But when you can share the stories and what you get, it's nice to have people you can share the stories with. Hence why we're trying to do this online rather than just in my own time. I would have to do some form of commentary on it anyway. Well, we thought we'd check you weren't shiny in there. If you were shiny, that would have been bad. Yes, you don't want to fry all of the games consoles and everything else. I don't think I could ever do that many at once. Like, I know I've got to do soft resets eventually, but I've never. Thing is, I've never really done much shiny hunting other than just exploring. Legends Arceus made me want to do it more, and then this was a little bit easier, but some of them was really difficult for me. Like, I am colourblind, so I usually just make up what the colours are. Even though most are wrong, I just guess what I think the colour should be. So even like some of the ones that are slight difference, it's not just that they're rubbish and slight difference. Slowpoke is my worst enemy for that. It's more to do with just how similar everything else is. Yeah, I can imagine that would have been annoying after a while. Shiny, please. Shiny Roaring Moon. The other thing is I could just do this game last. Have some time in Violet and go and do a load. Thank you for the follow. We are trying to do a catch every dark type challenge. We only want to spend 1 day in this game, but it's turned out we're going to have to spend 2 days in here. Purely because I'm not a very good shiny hunter. No, I don't have the shiny charm in this game. And there's 8, no, it was 6 we had to do. Thank you. So far today we have actually got the whole Dino line and Brute Bonnet. But I need to get Roaring Moon and Larvitar in this game, and the rest will be in Violet. But we've struggled. I thought we would try a Dark Sandwich down here instead. Not the best idea, but it's also very difficult to isolate Roaring Moon. I either get loads of Sneasel or loads of Gibble. Oh yes, the type Knolls. And I guess Poipole is one of the nightmare ones in there as well. I don't know whether you can shiny hunt the type Knoll in Sword and Shield as well or not. I knew there was another game. Fair enough. Then maybe I'll have to do that as well one day. But because I want to try and stream/record everything, I can't do 3DS. I don't have a way to play it online, sadly, or on the laptop. My knowledge of Gen 7 is not going to be good. So, I won't know many. As I've only played them for Nuzlocke. And as soon as I finish a Nuzlocke, I tended to switch them off. The only thing I've got ready set up is something for fishing, or the trainer lounge stuff that I do. Maybe that's what they'll do for the next gen. Stop shiny locking everything for us. Like even in this game with all the stuff that shiny locked is crazy. Because technically there's actually 11 Pokemon I can't get because 8 of them are fully shiny locked. One of them I didn't get the event pass in time. And I can't get the Alolan Rattata, of all things, on the Switch. Or if I can, I have to do soft reset trading, and I'm not looking forward to that idea. So I don't like Let's Go. But I would like to just get this Roaring Moon. Then at least I only have one thing to come back in this game for. And it's not going to take too long. I feel like Larvitar would be relatively easy. But I'm not sure. But we'll definitely do Dragon next time. It's definitely a smarter choice for me. I can't face doing this all again. With all the Sneasels. I thought it wouldn't be too bad, it would only be Sableye. I think you're a normal one, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, so Roaring Moon is not a good friend of mine. Is that their favourite, like, shiny colours or just general colours? Like, 'cause at the moment, as I say, I'm colourblind, so I kind of make up what some of the colours are of these. Now, I did some Dragon ones first time, and I got a little bit annoyed by the Gibbles and Gabites, so I thought we'll try a Dark Sandwich. Because we've got both our Zwelos, whatever the middle one of Hydrago is here, isn't too bad, really. I just thought we'd try a different one and hope for the best. So I technically still need Sableye. I was hoping it would replace the Gibble and be the only thing that would replace the Gibble. I'll worry about Sneasel another day, unless I can clearly tell it's the shiny one. I know it's a much lighter colour. Not too worried. I'll do that on the mountain. I'm not really sure why they would do it, like, to be honest, because considering how easy it is to breed them, it doesn't make sense to. The only thing that maybe they saw some sort of fault in the game if it got reset too often at the start. Just a maybe thing. But I can't be sure. That would be the only thing I would think of. Yeah, we only played BDSP to get our living decks ready to get, so we got our shiny Manaphy a few weeks ago. We were meant to do that completely on stream, but turns out catching Pokemon in that game is a lot harder than this game. So I didn't end up doing it. Well, somebody in our community is still doing the grief case for Piplup. I think they're at about 3,000 on maybe 3 switches. I know the hatching of eggs was quicker in Sword and Shield, but I didn't like the egg collecting in Sword and Shield. If that makes sense. It was, you actually had to wait and move, and still not completely sure how it works. But I didn't know how far I had to go each time, and it's just so much slower than collecting eggs in this game. So we have one more round, and if we don't see our roaring moon, we will go. Yeah, we say we'll have to come back and do this again in the future. So it's not the worst thing, sadly. But it is frustrating that we didn't get one of 3 sandwiches down here. It is my fault for not having the shiny charm. In Sword and Shield I thought chain fishing was hard, but in X and Y I find it really easy. Like the amount of fish ones I've got for other challenges, it's ridiculous. But that's just from what I've seen from my own attempts at it. Whereas I've been doing the bit where we're collecting the dexes throughout the year. I've got so many this year from doing that, so yeah, I've not really ever learnt the rate. I'm one of those people that are still learning some of the other bits and pieces when it comes to these games. But I'm going to end today. So I've got to actually take everything out, because I will be moving it all into Violet for a couple of days' time. I'm just going to keep everything in Violet. It's so much easier for me. Yeah, so our attempt to get a lot in here has not worked as well as I had hoped. So we will be returning to this game somewhere this month, but maybe not the next time. I'm torn between when to do it, whether just to get it out of the way next or just come back to it later. But we'll see.